that you paid $750 a year in federal income tax each of those years. I know.
Notice he said federal income tax. He's trying to get him to specifically talk about federal income tax and not dodge the question. The 750 number comes from federal income taxes. So if that was a fake story, he would deny it. It's an easy question.
Know that you pay a lot of other taxes, but I'm asking you the specific question. Is it?
Notice he said, we know that you pay a lot of other taxes, right? We know he pays a lot of other taxes. We want to know what he paid federal. Listen to if he says anything about federal and if he denies the 750 number at all.
Is it true that you paid $750 in federal income taxes each of those 2 years?
I paid millions of dollars in taxes.
That is not a response. He was just told that we know he paid a lot of money in taxes. We want to know about the federal, and we want to know about the 750. He doesn't deny the 750, and he doesn't reference federal. Why?
Millions of dollars of income tax, and
he said income tax. He doesn't clarify which type of tax. Why is that?
Let me just tell you, there was a story in one of the papers.
Show us your tax
I paid $38 million 1 year. I paid $27 million.
Show us your tax
1 year.
returns.
Notice he keeps giving these big numbers and he doesn't reference what type of taxes, even though the very essence of the question is federal income taxes and 750. He doesn't deny the 750 number and he doesn't clarify federal income taxes. He's willing to say I paid millions and millions and millions, which we already know, but he won't deny the 750 and he won't say anything at all about federal income taxes. Why?
I went, you'll see it as soon as it's finished. You'll see it. You know, if you want to go to the...
And you hear that you'll see it as soon as it's finished? Like, this is a common scam artist tactic that you must be aware of. They always say, oh, it's coming, it's coming. There's always an excuse. It's been 4 years. He's been promising to show us his taxes for over 4 years, right? He says, oh, it's being audited. President's taxes are audited every year. So if that's the reason why he's not going to show his taxes, that means we're never going to see it. So again, yet again, another scam, claiming that he's going to show the taxes when he never will, because the excuse he's using is infinite.
The Board of Elections, there's a 118-page or so report that says everything I have, every bank I have, I'm totally under-leveraged because the assets...
This is another common scam artist manipulation tactic, where you pretend to be transparent. He's saying, oh, it's all on file. Look at the records. I literally saw a guy, I don't know, you probably heard about Project Veritas. They literally posted an entire interview of someone, unedited, which debunked the narrative that they were pushing. But by them posting the full video, it gives the appearance of like, the optics of like, hey, I'm being transparent. Like, I'm nothing to hide. Unlike mainstream media, it's not edited. Because these manipulators know that people are guided a lot by their emotions. They see and hear what they want to hear. So even showing something that debunks what narrative you're pushing to an audience that is emotionally vested in your narrative, they will only see what you are pushing them to see. So he can say, oh, we have this document that shows all this kind of stuff. He knows that his base, they're not going to look at whatever he's talking about. No one's going to look into that. But the impression or the optics sounds like he's got nothing to hide. He's transparent. Look, everything is filed. This is a very, very common tactic that manipulators and scam artists use. And it's very interesting that Donald Trump keeps using the same tactics that a typical scam artist would use.
I built
Sir,
a great
I'm asking
company.
you a specific question, which
But
is...
let me tell you...
I understand all of that.
Release your
I
tax
understand all of that.
return.
No, Mr. President,
Go ahead.
I'm asking you a question.
Notice in response to the question, he's given no new information. He keeps saying he pays a lot of money in taxes. That information was included in the question, that we know he pays a lot in taxes, right? Why is it that, again, if the story was fake, why does he refuse to say that the 750 number is wrong? He never denies it. He never says 750. He never says federal. What is the problem here?
Will you tell us how much you paid in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017?
Millions of dollars.
You paid millions?
Notice he's using, again, another manipulation tactic that scam artists use. He responds and says millions of dollars. Again, he doesn't specify that he didn't pay $750. and he says nothing about federal income taxes. By answering the way he did, the optics are, if you like Trump, there it is. He just said it. He's paid millions of dollars in federal income taxes, but he didn't actually say that. He simply said millions of dollars, right? Again, a common scam artist tactic. The way it works is if later on we get evidence that he actually only paid $750 and you show this video, he'll say, no, when I said millions of dollars, I was actually talking about whatever. I probably didn't get the question right. Right? That's a typical thing. That's why in court, they will make you say specifically what you're saying. You can't just say millions of dollars. Millions of dollars what? Like you have to say, I paid millions of dollars in federal income tax.
Millions of dollars.
You paid millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars.
So
yes.
not 750.
Millions of dollars.
Look how he cuts him off. He was probably going to say you paid millions of dollars in federal income tax, but before he can say federal, Trump jumps in and cuts him off and says millions of dollars again. Again, he's just saying millions of dollars what? He's just saying a number. His entire answer is numbers. Millions. No context to what these numbers mean.
And you'll get to see it. And you'll get to see it. But
and you see how he's one thing you have to realize that Trump has a lot of experience with these kinds of tactics. Look at how he won't allow the questioner to speak because he doesn't want him to get this federal in there, right? He's getting to say millions of dollars over and over again without connecting it to the federal.
Millions of dollars, and you'll get to see it. And you'll get to millions of dollars.
So not 750.
Millions of dollars, and you'll get to see it. And you'll get to see it.
He said not $750, and he doesn't respond to that. Like, you see the tactic he's using? He's just, millions of dollars, you'll see, millions of dollars. Any attempt to nail this down, to specifically clarify what he's saying, because he's not being specific, he's just saying a number. He blocks it by over-talking the questioner.
Millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars.
So
yes.
not 750.
Millions of dollars, and you'll get to see it. And you'll get to see it. But let me just tell you, Chris, let me just tell you something, that it was the tax laws. I don't want to pay tax. Before I came here, I was a private developer.
What is he talking about now? He never denied the 750. He just kept saying millions. And now he's saying he doesn't want to pay taxes. How is that relevant to this conversation right now? The whole conversation is about you didn't really pay your taxes. He doesn't deny that. Doesn't deny the 750 number. He just keeps saying millions of dollars. And now he's talking about, I don't want to pay my taxes. Where is this going? And what is the point of taking what's going on? What's this?
It was the tax laws. I don't want to pay tax. Before I came here, I was a private developer. I was a private business people. Like every other private person, unless they're stupid, they go through the laws, and that's what it is. He passed a tax bill that gave us all these privileges for depreciation and for tax credits. We built a building and we get tax credits, like the hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue. You get a massive, which, by the way, was given to me by the Obama administration. If you can.
How did the conversation move to talking about tax loopholes? And he framed it specifically as, I don't want to pay taxes. He's been saying he paid millions and millions of dollars in taxes, right? He's been saying he's paid the taxes, right? So what is this loophole? What does it have to do with the loophole? Loophole means a way to avoid paying taxes and to reduce your tax burden. But he's denying that that's what happened, right? Because we know Amazon, like 1 year, they didn't pay any taxes. That's because of tax loopholes. So why is he giving an Amazon excuse for not paying taxes in a conversation accusing him of not paying taxes, if he's not, in fact, essentially, in a roundabout way, admitting that the story was actually true?
You can believe that. Now, the man got fired right after that happened. But
Vice President Biden, you want to respond?
Yeah, I do want to respond. Look, the tax code that made him, put him in a position that he pays less tax than a school teacher makes on the money a school teacher makes is because of him he says he's smart because he can take advantage of the tax code. And he does take advantage of the tax code. That's why I'm going to eliminate the Trump tax cuts. And I'm going to eliminate those tax cuts and make sure that
Biden's an idiot. He's talking about Obama era tax loopholes, right? So how is eliminating Trump's tax cuts going to help eliminate Obama's tax loopholes. And see what happens when you have an objective approach. I call BS wherever it comes from. Joe Biden is completely wrong here. And so is Donald Trump. Donald Trump basically admitted to tax evasion while not actually admitting to tax evasion, right? He deflected, he played games, right? That's what happens when you don't play sides. I'm not on Trump's side. I'm not on Biden's side. I'm on the side of truth and facts and logic, right? And if someone accuses you of only paying $750 and you refuse to deny that, right? Very easy to say, no, that's not true. Instead, you just keep saying millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars. Federal income taxes, millions of dollars. But was it federal? How much do you pay for federal? Millions of dollars. Oh, but and then he cuts him off. Don't connect the federal and the 750 to what I'm saying. I just want to keep saying millions of dollars over and over again. And then I'm gonna explain how it was that I was able to get away with only paying 750 in taxes, which I actually didn't admit, but I'm still gonna make an excuse for it anyway. The guy's an idiot, in much the same way that Joe Biden is an idiot.
That we invest in the people who, in fact, need the help. People out there need help.
But why didn't you do it over the last 25 years?
Because you weren't president. Because you weren't president screwing.
Exactly. If I hated Trump, I would be rejecting what Trump is saying, but I'm not. Trump is absolutely correct. Joe Biden has been in government for decades. He had plenty of time to do a lot of stuff. Now, again, when you're being objective, you have a little bit of a different approach. People who like Trump will talk about Joe Biden hasn't done anything in 47 years. That is absolutely false. He has done many things in 47 years. However, 47 years is a very long time, right? So doing many things in 47 years is not anything to brag about. I mean, that's a long period of time, right? So even someone who's dragging their feet after 47 years, the amount of things you've done would add up to, a substantial amount. It's a long time. For example, I think just about every 100-year-old has done a lot of things in their lifetime, right? That's a long time. Like, no one's going to sit around for 100 years just like lounging around doing nothing, right? So Biden didn't do nothing. However, compared to all the big talk he has now about what he's going to do, it doesn't match. His track record does not match with what he's saying. So I can recognize that Joe Biden is talking some garbage, right? I can also recognize that Trump is absolutely correct in this moment, right? Again, if I hated him, I wouldn't recognize that. People who hate Trump, they never recognize when he's right. I can also recognize that even though he's right in talking about Joe Biden's record, he's incorrect in when he tries to imply that Joe Biden has done nothing. But that's that truthful hyperbole he likes to do, which is essentially lying.